Come on. 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 Oh, you almost went out. Well, what's up, guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead. Hey. What?
Don't just start off with Daniel. I'm here too.
Oh, okay. So go right ahead, sir. I didn't mean to ignore you.
Bear, stop! Your breath is killing me. So guys, what's up, guys? We are back with another video. Today's an exciting day for us. Before we get started, go down that subscriber and notification bell and like this video. So today we are moving away from Bear.
Why do you keep backing up? I mean, like you just keep going back and back and back.
Well, today.
Are you going to be able to do this, or do I need to talk?
Well, today we are putting some more fencing up for the pigs.
That's right. So the summer heat has officially struck Oklahoma, and it is hot every day. We're within the last week or so, we've started hitting the 90s, and it's just getting really hot every day. And our pigs are right next to the garden. You know, we're surrounded by trees. We've got a ton of trees. I'm what, 15 feet from the greenhouse and in the shade right now. The other side of the greenhouse is where the pigs are, and they are in full sun for probably about 3 hours a day, something like that. Now they do have their porta hut to give them shade, but the actual pen itself, the enclosure, is probably full sun for about 3 or 4 hours a day, and it's just too hot. It's too hot for the pigs right now. And I told you guys that my plan was to eventually get them moved to where they could get into the shade back behind the greenhouse. And today's that day. We need to get it done. Pigs don't sweat. If you're not familiar with pigs, they don't have sweat glands like we do. So when it gets hot, that's why they have pig wallers. That's why they roll in the water and the mud and stuff to cool off. So what I've been doing is just coming out multiple times a day with the water hose and spraying their pen down with the garden hose, give them some fresh, cool water. And then they've actually got a mud hole under their porta hut that I fill up every day. And that kind of gives them some place to stay a little bit cool during the hot part of the day. But they've got to have shade. And I feel really bad that we haven't done this yet. But today we're going to be adding some more Premier One netting. I've got some, this is actually a hog net that's only about, I think this is 2 feet tall. It's a little shorter, obviously, than my garden fencing. But we're going to tie onto this garden fence and use the existing fence that runs the perimeter of that pasture over there, and hopefully get these pigs a little bit of relief from this heat. So before we get started on the fence, let's go check on these pigs. You guys haven't seen them in a week or so. They are growing like crazy. I'm telling you what, I was worried about Harry, our male, for a while, but no, they're growing. They're getting a lot more friendly. They still absolutely love marshmallows. Houston just jumped off the fence and spooked them. I said they're more friendly, and then he spooks them. So I'm going to add a little water to their mud hole. This little sandbox here, it gets really nasty.
There's a big frog in here.
There's what?
There's a big frog.
A big frog? Well, I wouldn't go in there. It's pretty nasty. So, see, they do have a mud hole under there that they lay in, and the water needs changed out. It's looking a little dirty. But this is something they're starting to enjoy a lot. So I'll come out here every day and just fill this hole up with some water. But watch them come try to drink the water. Water my little bacon sprouts. So like I said earlier, it is important to make sure those pigs have a place to stay cool, because they can't sweat.
I can't even tell which one is which, because they're like the same size.
So basically the plan is to work off of this existing Premier One netting, and we're going to go straight back and then add on with the hog netting back there. Now I do want to be able to, you know, lock them up in a smaller area. What is it? You guys are getting awful curious. I don't have any marshmallows right now, buddy. I'm sorry. No marshmallows. Houston may come back with one in just a minute. Anyways, so I'm not going to take this and stretch it all the way back out there. We're still going to need this perimeter along the side, and then I'll just open this part back so they can go through, and then if we want to lock them up, I can always tie this back up. What? when I talk to you guys, they get real curious. They're like, hey, what's this guy talking about? There is nothing to installing this Premier One fencing. This is, like I said, this is a hog net, so it's about 2 feet tall, and literally each post just has a spike on the end of it. Push it down into the ground and make your enclosure. So this will add a huge space. We're tripling the size of the pen that they were in, and I came in and mowed a lot of this down just so that the wire, the fencing, wouldn't be sitting on top of a bunch of grass. I'll probably come back and mow on the outside of this, just to make it a little bit, you know, more protected and not going to be shorting out, having grass growing up in it. I left some of the grass standing out here. We're not trying to grass feed these pigs by any means, but they will get to eat some good grass, so that's always a plus. And now the way it's set up, the back side of the greenhouse opens up to where the hog pen's going to be, so when we have any vegetables that aren't going to make it into the house, they real close right here, dump them out to the pigs.
Yep.
Let's go hook up the Energizer. One more thing, so we are going to run this hog fence independently from our garden fence, minus this last stretch of fencing. So all of the garden fence that goes around the greenhouse and out and around the garden will be on one Energizer, and then there's a break right here. I disconnected these two, so these two sections of fence are not connected, so that back fence for the garden will be ran with the hog netting. Make sense? Mm-hmm. All right. Now with our fence all set up and ready to go, the next thing we need to do is get our solar Energizer hooked up and plugged in so we can test our fence out before we let these pigs loose. Premier One suggested using the IntelliShock 60, which is a little bit smaller than the Energizer we use on our garden fence. It's like, I believe it's the IntelliShock 120, and that's just because we have a lot more strands of wire that we're trying to energize. So this little setup's really simple. It's got a grounding rod set up on the base of the box, and you just stab that into the ground and not hit a rock, hopefully. So we're going to stab that into the ground. And then our solar panel is facing the south. I need to get some wrenches and tighten this up just a little bit so we can get it set to the right adjustment. It's wanting to fall over on me and fall forward, but we'll get that set up facing the south, and you've got a positive and a negative lead. The positive is going to go on the fence, and the negative is going to go on our grounding rod underneath the box. So that way we have a good ground, we have a good positive on the fence. Now in drier conditions you can do this a little bit different. Obviously such a short grounding rod isn't going to get you down into moist soil and get a good ground. So if it gets super dry conditions for a long time, we'll have to change it up and hook it up just a little bit different. But for now I think this will work. So I'm going to turn it on and go get my tester and check this fence out. I hear it popping. All right, I've got my tester. Now one thing about this Premier One fence, for the hog netting at least, and probably several other varieties, all the strands are electrified except that very bottom strand down there, and that's just a piece of nylon rope with plastic spacers in between each. So I'm a little jumpy, yeah, I know, but anyways, that gives us about 4 inches of ground clearance. So this stuff doesn't ground out too bad on the grass, as long as you kind of keep it trimmed around the edges just a little bit so you don't have grass growing up in it. And like I said earlier, I'll come back in here and mow on the outside of this, and it should be good to go. So let's give her a test. Oh, let's see what it does. Perfect. Hitting at 8,000. So the last step is just to open the gate and let them out there and see what they do, but let's see if they'll eat a marshmallow first. What happened, guys? Did I move too fast for you? Anybody want a marshmallow? Come on, pigs. Come on. Anybody want a marshmallow? I'm not bringing it to you. There's a mud hole in between us. There you go. Here, Harry. Here you go. Come on. What's the matter? Huh? What's the matter? Good girl. Good girl. Is that pretty good? Big sister wants one too. Hey, don't eat the camera. Back away from the camera. Come here, Harry. You're the skittish one. Sisters are not that skittish. No, y'all aren't skittish anymore, are you, hardly? Hey, that's my knee. Y'all let Harry come get one. Hey, sister. There's Harry. Can you do a trick? Can you sit up? Sit up for us. Woo! Oh, you missed it, Harry. There you go. Oh, biting me on the knee. That hurts. Don't be biting. Oh yeah, y'all are friendly now, huh? All right, y'all ready to get out of here? Let's open this up so y'all can go get some shade. You want to? All right, piggies. Y'all ready to open up the gate? Get this back out of the way. You want to go explore your new area? Probably gonna have to get the marshmallows to get you to follow me out the gate, huh? Harry, what are you doing in there? Come on, pigs. Come on, piggies. An electrical fence, I've said before, is a physical barrier, but it's also a mental barrier. So a lot of animals, even after you move an electrical fence, they don't want to cross that line. Look at her playing in that pool. Hey, piggies. Hey, anybody want a marshmallow? Come on. He said, no, Dad, we're hot. Does that feel pretty good? Huh? Oh my goodness, Harry, chill out. Chill out. Uh-oh, here we go. Are they gonna figure it out? Nope. Well, let's open up more gate. Open up a bigger area. Now the whole back side of this pen's open. Let's see what they think about that. They're not sure. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sticking her nose across. Oh. They are just not quite sure. You can go out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Now that right there is proof that an electric fence works. It doesn't have to be super hot. It doesn't have to shock an animal too much. But once they learn that there's a barrier there, they respect it. And you can see the whole back of this pen is wide open. They still won't cross the barrier. All right, let's try again. Come on, pigs, go backwards. Go out in the grass. You're all right. Come on, pigs. Come on, piggies. Go out in the grass. Come on. Come on. Y'all are good. You're good. Now look at you. Yeah, much better. Let's see y'all go back to the shade. Come on, pigs. There you go. Fresh grass. Shade right over there. Y'all find a cool spot in the shade? All right, I am happy. I'm really excited that these pigs have got some actual legit shade now, because I'm telling you what, just the 30 or so minutes that I've been down here working and been in the pen with them, it's hot. And being in the shade, I guarantee you, is at least 15 degrees cooler. While they do have shade in their porta hut under there, it's obviously a little metal building with no airflow. So that was kind of why I kept a lot of water inside of it, kept a nice mud hole so they could dig down and get into that cool ground. But look at them out here. They are way, way, way more happy out here in the shade of these trees and some fresh dirt. So I call this a huge success. The Premier One hog netting I think is going to work out just fine. It's nice and hot for them, so they know if they touch it, it'll get a good zap. They've been trained on electric fencing, obviously in the pen they were in, but if you know one thing about me, you guys understand that we do raise our animals for meat. We don't claim to be a sanctuary. We're a working farm, even though Houston wants to scare the pigs out of the frame. Anyways,
trying to pet them.
we're a working farm, but we do want our animals to be happy and healthy the entire time that they are here. And I just could not stand to see those pigs sitting out there in the sun all day. And I just had to get them some shade because I know how hot I get and I can sweat. Pigs can't sweat. So we got to keep them cool, and this shade will provide them a lot of relief from that hot Oklahoma sun. So if you're in the market for anything electric, fencing related, or small farm, be sure to check out Premier One Supply's website. I'll leave a link to it in the description box. I'll leave a link to this hog netting that we used. The stuff works fabulous. Last fall I used it around a deer feeder to keep the pigs out, to keep the wild pigs out. It worked great for that, but this is obviously more of what it was designed for.
Wait. But one time it got tore down.
Yeah, I think a deer got caught in it.
Yeah.
Yep, so we had to take it down because I think a deer got caught in it, but I'm not positive. We were just testing that out. But anyways, huge thanks to Premier One Supplies. They also have a YouTube channel. I'll leave a link to that. Go check out their YouTube videos. They've got all kinds of tutorials on all the different chicken netting, hog netting, garden netting, stuff to keep deer out of your garden, which we've had our garden fence around our garden for, I think, 3 years now, and 0 deer jumping over that. This guy's trying to creep up on the pigs. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get in the house, get cooled off. I think Houston's wanting to go set out some minnow traps, go to the creek, do something in a little while. I've got to go get some water because we're pushing about 95 degrees and probably 70, 80 something percent humidity. It does not feel good in Oklahoma right now, does it?
No. Can I end this video now? So guys, I just want to thank y'all for the first time I've ever said this on the YouTube channel, for a while probably. I just want to thank all of y'all for seeing a YouTube video when you're on YouTube. Thank you for seeing that video and touching that and watching our videos. If you're new here, I'm Houston and Daniel from our family homestead. And as you know, if you haven't already, go down there, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and like this video. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.